Tezos. Say they want a blockchain, right? Or do they? They want a blockchain that facilitates formal verification. That's formal verification, baby. Proof of stake, POS. Governance mechanism. Let's roll, baby. Tezos. Yeah, Tezos. Boy, that be that Tezos. Hey, yeah, that be that Tezos. 3.0. Yeah, that 3.0. Generation on them, call that their Tezos. They've been waiting for a third generation type blockchain. I think it's arrived. Tezonians in the building, you know what I mean? We all out for glory. Everything's all good. You want things done right, right? No hard forks. Welcome to Tezos. Too bad that stuff isn't as advertised. It doesn't give me wings. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Johann here. I'm back. For those who don't know me, I am known in the community on Reddit as Jovi1945 and on the Riot.im channel, on the Tezos Riot channel as Jovi1945 as well, and on Twitter at JVDola. Okay, I'll link all that stuff at the bottom of the video. So, I know that I haven't done a dev update in a while. As you guys can see, I was wrapping up my graduation, and just to let everybody know, I'm the first person in my family to ever receive a degree from a major university. I majored in political science, I minored in history, and received a certification in as an expert in arms control and international domestic security. So why the hell am I here talking about Tezos and cryptocurrency? I ask myself that question every day. So I'll take that off for right now. Boom. Show you guys this. Proud. Very proud. I worked hard for this. I did it for my daughter too. The main person I did it for was my daughter. Shouts out to the gentleman who is having a newborn girl soon, and he is going to name her baby Tezzy. I think that's a beautiful name. Not because I'm obsessed with Tezos neither. It does have a little ring to it. It is cute. What does that say about the cryptocurrency then? Tezzy? Oh, it's cute. Whatever, man. The currency does what it does. Like, I don't care if they called it, I don't know, rocks. As long as the Tezos blockchain is behind it and the technology is there, I don't care what you call it. And that brings me to my, that's going to bring me to my next point. So I came up with a script today. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss Gevers first. We're going to go over some of that stuff with Johann Gevers, who is the president of the Tezos Foundation. Now, this guy has gotten the Tezos community up in arms right now. I mean, that's all you see every single day is, you know, folks in the community talking about this guy, Johann Gevers, right? So who's Johann Gevers? Well, he's the president of the Tezos Foundation, right? The Tezos project, according to Johann Gevers, and everybody kind of knows this anyways, you know, he didn't have to say this, was conceived by Arthur Brightman, okay? And he gives Arthur Brightman that credit, of course. But then he says, and this was at the crypto finance conference not too long ago in St. Moritz, Switzerland, all right? 12 billionaires were in attendance. Johann Gevers was a speaker. He was a panelist, I believe. And again, he's the president of the Tezos Foundation, very controversial figure at this point. And Kathleen Brightman did a fireside chat, and I'm not sure if she actually, if there was a speech that she did, but I know that she did a fireside chat, and that was one of the big, one of the major moments of the conference with Meltem Demirs. I don't know, but she's a beautiful, this woman's like gorgeous, okay? And she's like really big in cryptocurrency, and she's really known. I mean, I've seen her on a couple different panels that have in regards to cryptocurrencies and things like that. But that's beside the point. So Kathleen was there at this crypto finance conference along with Johann Gevers. He was a panelist. And again, there was 12 billionaires in attendance. A dozen is what the article says. A dozen billionaires in attendance. Johann Gevers, this guy, right? I don't want to, you know, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't know the intricate, you know, all of the complex nature of Swiss law. It's much different from probably any other country in the world, and the Swiss have always been that way. The Swiss have all, you know, they've never been evaded for a reason. There's a reason why you know, they're able to operate in a financially in a way that other countries just aren't. I think that personally, or not personally, but I think that it has something to do with the reason why it's never been invaded. But that's a political question, and that's not what we're here to talk about. But it does kind of have something to do with why, you know, the Tezos community petition, for example, which was signed by 1,600 people, I believe, and you know, I think over 96 countries or something like that. And it was just kind of pushed aside. You know, well, we're the Swiss and we do what we want to do. You know, we'll investigate Johann Gevers if we want. So the thing here, and the thing about the Tezos Foundation is they raised the funds for the ICO, and its charter is, you know, the Tezos Foundation, the way that I understand it, is obligated to fund the prior development, right? But most definitely the ongoing development of the Tezos blockchain. That's the only thing that the funds can be used for. You know what I mean? Besides paying off, I mean, besides paying for developers, Arthur Brightman and Kathleen Brightman, their share of the you know, all the work that they put in. There was agreements on they would get so much money off of how much money was raised, and then the board members, you know, they get their cut too, and that's all fine and dandy. But I guess the Brightmans had a problem with Johann Gevers early in September, where they accused him of self-dealing. I guess he was trying to give himself a bigger bonus and whatnot. If that is the case, yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that can't happen, right? That's just bogus. Like, give him his cut, let him go, or you know, let him get away with it or something like that. No, I don't think that should be the case, because if we allow this to kind of happen, then what about the next ICO in Switzerland and the next foundation that is set up? It just sets a slippery slope, and it sets a precedent for, and it opens the door for more stuff like this to happen, and it will just tank cryptocurrency, right? So it's good that the Brightmans, in my opinion, have stood up to this guy, right, and basically have said, you know, you can't do this. You can't act in this way. You know, this goes against the charter. This goes against everything we stand for, and most definitely it's not in the interest of our contributors, you know, all the investors and things like that. And so people may differ on that opinion, and some might say, well, just give him his cut, let him go on about his business. Well, I don't think he wants to do that, right? I mean, there's a Google Doc, and I'll try to find that, and I'll link it here too, where community members in Tezos, I mean, these guys, they went to town on this dude, man. The research that that was conducted here, right, by community members, right, and it's been peer reviewed. You know, it basically has been peer reviewed. If you know, it's a Google Doc, and you can see people viewing it. And Tezos investors are, you know, these are intelligent people, right? Give me a second. That's my girlfriend. She just got back from South Korea, so, but I'll give her a call back in a little bit. Anywho, you know, Tezos investors are, these are technical people for the most part, very savvy guys. And so, you know, this document that was produced, this is beside the, this is not the community petition to have Gevers removed. This is a document on his past and the companies that he has overseen and their outcomes. Okay, I will uplink this that document, and you can decide for yourself on the outcome of it. But it's pretty damning, you know. And so then he was a panelist at this cryptocurrency conference in St. Moritz, where he, you know, basically says Arthur Brightman is responsible for conceiving this, and a foundation is not like a trust. You know, we understand the obligations of a trust, and basically what he's saying is, you know, the international community, he's saying mostly Americans and whoever the fuck else is complaining, that we don't understand the difference between a trust and a foundation. And whether that may be the case or not, dude, we did not give Johann Gevers $232 million, right? The idea is that you donate it, right, or invest it to the Tezos Foundation for whatever financial laws that was the reason for, okay? And then the foundation would then and they're obligated to fund the development of the protocol prior and ongoing. And they're even supposed to buy the Tezos, the intellectual property rights to Tezos from the Brahmins. This is all part of the agreement. And so for anybody, right, for anybody who thinks that the Swiss government, right, is going to allow Johann Gevers or other players in his network to kind of just simply take off with $1 billion. Yes, it's over $1 billion now, I believe, because Bitcoin and Ethereum have appreciated in value, right? So if it's 232 million in July, then it's got to be over $1 billion or approaching $1 billion, maybe even more than $1 billion, maybe close to 2. Not sure. I'm not a math expert. Don't feel like doing the math, but that's the general consensus. Okay, that somehow this guy is just gonna make off with money that was invested from people from many different countries. What kind of geopolitical shitstorm would that start up? You think the Swiss really want that on their backs? Probably not. Which brings me to my next point. The music that you heard here at the beginning of this video was a joint collaboration between myself and another community member called Custom Mike, and you can find him hanging out on the Riot channel and things like that. He's a producer, musical engineer, and things like that. And so we collabed on one of his beats. I came up with some lyrics. I recorded the song here, and he mastered it. So all credit to him for that. We think it's a great song. However, when we posted this song on Reddit yesterday, and Riot, to kind of lighten up the mood and give somebody, some other content to kind of latch on to outside of this whole Johann Gevers thing, certain community members just didn't like it. They said that it was the wrong timing and stuff like this, as if they are the ones who get to, like they're running the project, like they're the dev team or something. And even if they were, that's just weird. Like, you sit up here and you complain all day, every day about Johann Gevers. Like, you wake up, and I understand that you might have a lot of money invested in this, but you can't do shit about it. You know what I mean? This is going to play out the way that it's going to play out. They got the petition. Okay, there's a Google Doc thing that has been, a Google Doc back with all this guy's background information that has been sent to the proper authorities. That is all we can do. And the idea that he's going to make off with $1 billion is just fugazi, man. And so the community members are actually spreading the FUD because they're so worried about their investment. It's like babies, man. These guys act like babies, like little bitty kids. And then for you to try to tell another community member what he can or can't post because you're having a bad day, you can kiss my ass with that. I'll let that be known. All right, so next up. Charles Hockinson, who is a developer on Ethereum, has said some really positive things and pretty much has given credit to Tezos and leading the charge in certain spaces in blockchain technology. And so, popular YouTubers like Crypto-O, Box Mining, and even Ivan on Tech, who respect Charles Hockinson very much and are Ethereum advocates as well, should, respect what he has to say about this then. So this is what Charles Hockinson was asked: what is a cryptocurrency? What is a crypto in general, he says? What properties does it have? What doesn't it have? And how do we formalize it in a way that we can understand it and reiterate upon it? Right? This question was asked to Charles Hockinson at a conference. And he said, well, we need to develop standards. And although there's people working on these standards, they're not quite there yet. Okay? And he was, there was, I forget what kind of groups he was talking about. They're not blockchain projects. He said, instead though, Tezos is trying to solve this problem in an abstract way. And that Arthur, I quote Charles Hockinson, has created a formal language that a machine can understand, that he can define a consensus protocol and its transactions and the stack in a way that a machine can understand. And Arthur also created a mechanism to change it to a new configuration. Now, if that work is sufficiently extracted and that work is sufficiently good, meaning it's at bedrock, then that can become the foundation of in which upon all of these other things can live, and then you can create standards and standards paths. Charles Hockinson on Tezos. What he's basically saying is that Tezos is creating these standards for cryptocurrency. they're the closest to this, right? And so that's a big deal when you think about a cryptocurrency. And although Charles Hoskinson also said this, the monetary value of a cryptocurrency lies with this in its community and not the technology. Although that may be true, eventually you have to catch up with the technology. You know what I mean? And unfortunately for Ethereum, it just can't scale. It's having a problem scaling, and it's doing what, 30 transactions per second right now? I'm not talking down on it, but at the same time, that can't facilitate what we're talking about here. It can't. You know, the future of blockchain technology is much bigger than that. And we expect more users and congestion than that. And at this point, Neo's already surpassed that. So it just is what it is, you know. And I wish, you know, Crypto O, especially because he's so fucking cool, man. He's really fun. I love watching that guy, dude, especially when he does his Indian impersonations. Box Mining and Ivan on Tech, these guys are really smart and they're really cool. You know what I mean? But they miss these points. And I think that they owe it to their viewers to make sure that they know these technological advancements are being made. And they might not be by Ethereum. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping up. I apologize that I'm not able to get you guys these videos every single week. I got a lot of supporters, and I really appreciate you guys always, you know, looking out for my videos and subscribing and commenting and liking the stuff that I do. I'm just not able to make them every single weekend. I got other obligations. Just got done working on the Tezos is Not Dead track. That took a couple weeks to complete. On top of me graduating, raising my daughter, and some other obligations, just don't have the time to do it every single weekend because I have other obligations. Hopefully next weekend, me, Jonas, and Mike Monahan can do a joint video together and get one out to you guys. Those guys are very informative as well, and so I think that they would be good to have. I think all three of us are a pretty cool duo or a trio for the community and things like that. So with that being said, I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. JV Dola here. Go check out that track. Tezos is Not Dead. What I saying now, like AB and KB was on another level. Just to put the code together must have took a big endeavor. I bet I seen it coming like I was predicting. Weather, I like Ethereum. You know what I mean? So yeah, go check that out and you guys have a wonderful weekend. Alright? Tezos is coming. Tezos is coming.
Tezos, yeah, Tezos. Boy, that be that Tezos. Hey, yeah, that be that Tezos. 3.0, yeah, that 3.0. Generation on them, call that they're Tezos. They've been waiting for a third generation type blockchain. I think it's arrived. Tezonians in the building, you know what I mean? We all out for glory. Everything's all good. You want things done right? No hard forks. Welcome to Tezos. Look.